Hello and welcome to Unstuck for Life. Today we are talking about how the quality of our life is not determined by the quality of our circumstances. But before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining us today on Unstuck for Life. Now let's get into it. The circumstances of our life don't have to shape the quality of our life, our experience, the value of our life. Our happiness is not determined by the external circumstances that we have to deal with. The quality of our life is really determined by the quality of our thoughts and our feelings about the circumstances in our world that are out of our control. You know, it's wonderful to have the ability to control the things that we can, and the things that we wear each day, the time that we get up, the food that we eat. These are all things that we can control. But the circumstances of life that are out of our control, the things like the traffic, the weather, the mail that comes to us, the things that are out of our circle of influence, the health and well-being of other people, especially members of our family. These are all things that are out of our control. And it is our responsibility, it is our strength, our power to be able to create the thoughts and the feelings about these circumstances in the way that benefit us throughout the day. We can immediately sink into a victim helplessness at the beginning of the day through these circumstances, or we can find our resourcefulness and our resourceful side so that we can actually find a way to find that not only the silver lining so that things are not so heavy and burdensome and horrible, but rather we can find the way that will help us progress and grow through the experience, learning from it, possibly enabling us to grow as people, as well as find a way to extend our reach and our influence and our help to those around us. The idea of someone in our families being sick or elderly or helpless, whether it be a physical or a mental disability, is very often the reason why we feel like victims ourselves, and it's because these things are out of our control. If we think of that serenity prayer that's used oftentimes in Alcoholics Anonymous and some other resourceful ways, the idea of having that courage to change the things that we can, but the peace and the serenity to accept the things that are out of our control. And obviously the wisdom to understand and appreciate the difference between those two worlds. Those are two very specific factions and facets of life that will come at us and seem almost like twins. Those things that we wish we could control. And for some reason, we oftentimes convince ourselves that if we worry enough or if we do something different and we get into a frazzled state, we might have an influence over. But some of these circumstances are just out of our control. And having the peace and offering ourselves the grace to not only be okay with the fact that we cannot control them, but find the way to be resourceful in our world and grow through them and experience the experience. Understand that the feelings that we have, the initial feelings that we have, are not the feelings that we need to live in, but the initial response is something that is just inherent in our body. And after a minute or two, we are allowed to move on, find new thoughts and new feelings that can help us expand into a better place, into a more positive state, a more resourceful state, and a state that will allow us to have the influence over the things that we can control so that we can make our world a better place. Now, when we make our world a better place, when we put that oxygen mask on ourselves, we oftentimes expand our love and our influence to those outer rims of the other circles of our family and our friends and all the people that are also in those tumultuous states that need that help. And they could really benefit from you being a much more positive state and growing through something negative to not only show them how it can be done, but that it can be done in itself. We oftentimes need the evidence of people around us to fully believe that things, as horrible as they are not going to be that horrible for the rest of our lives. And we need to extend that possibility to the people around us, whether it be our family, our friends, our community as a whole. These are very tough times that a lot of people are going through right now. And if they can see you as an example, as a leader, as minor as it may be, just having something negative come at you and being able to grow through it and find that positive energy to carry you through to the next level, to the next stepping stone. This stepping stone is slippery and broken and crumbling, but we've managed to step across that and onto the next thing that will keep us going forward. As soon as we allow ourselves to believe that there are no options of moving forward, that is when we truly get stuck in life. And we have that helplessness, that victimhood. And if we allow ourselves to stay in that state, there is absolutely no progress, no growth, no success that we can experience in life, because we're not going anywhere. We're staying in that that victimhood, that pit, that trap that we have set for ourselves and we've stepped into, all through the thoughts and the feelings that we have control over in ourselves. Change your thoughts. You cannot change the circumstances of life, but you can change the thoughts that bring you to the feelings. The feelings are what help us take those actions that will not only help ourselves, but help the people around us. And ultimately, we will find our way down to the results that we are desiring, not the results that we feel that we are destined for in a negative way, but the results and the outcomes of success and prosperity and growth and abundance and positive energy that are there. They are options, but we have to take the right steps and step on the right stones and keep moving forward to find that outcome that we really desire. Otherwise, if you stand in place, the outcome of not moving is literally that you will stay stuck in that negative energy. It will start to affect your health, not only mentally, but physically, and you will never experience all that can be experienced in that positive state. Circumstances, whether they be as simple as weather or traffic, or the circumstances of someone in our family getting sick, or possibly the economy and financial burdens. These are all circumstances that we can navigate ourselves through. It takes a little bit more work, sometimes a little bit more time to calm down that nervous system so that we can be more resourceful and we can find our way to the next level. You have this power. You have this capability. Don't stop believing in yourself. You are more capable and you have more potential than you oftentimes give yourself credit for. You can do this. And this is not just a matter of getting unstuck for the moment. If you keep on this trend, you turn it into a habit, you can become unstuck for life. Everything that's going to get thrown at you is just a circumstance. It's how you respond to it. It's how you react. It's how you move forward. And it's how you don't let it weigh you down. Keep going. And don't forget to like and subscribe and click that little bell notification so we can keep getting you unstuck for life.